There is one art skill that I've avoided for my entire life. What the? How does this program even work? And for a good reason. Yo, my name's Shrimpy, and throughout my career as an artist, I've learned a lot of different art mediums. Traditional art, digital art, animation, manga, and even virtual reality art. But there was one skill that I have never touched. One that is used in almost every movie, show, animation, and game we watch. And that art form is 3D modeling. 3D modeling is how artists create your favorite fictional characters, the environments they live in, and animate them in gorgeous art styles. And because I'm on a mission to learn every medium of art, I wanted to be able to do it too. So I thought to myself, how hard can it be? Spoiler alert, 3D modeling is nothing like regular art. So over the next 7 days, I'm going to be attempting to learn Blender, the world's most famous 3D software, to see if I can bring my art to life in 3D just like the movies. And at the end of the challenge, I'm going to post my final model amongst 5 professional ones to see if my audience can guess which one was made by me. If they guess correctly, I take a forfeit, but if they guess wrong, I win. So without further ado, let's begin. So I started by going to my computer and searching up Blender and downloading it for the very first time. But even though day one was learning about the absolute basics, I was still really excited. And as soon as I opened the program, I was greeted by this little guy.
Oh look, a cube.
And a lot of other things too. Blender had so many tools, settings, and features that despite my 8 years of being an artist, I had no idea what any of them did.
Oh, add another cube. What the? What? Whoa. Oh my. Yeah!
I tried moving the cube around, that didn't work. I tried making it bigger, that sort of worked.
Wait guys, look, I made a windmill.
Guys, what is wrong with me? Yeah, I had to watch some beginner tutorials.
A few moments later.
Okay, you need to check this out.
Okay, so I watched this tutorial by Builder. Shout out to Builder.
And already learned so much.
Okay, so to move the camera, you don't use right click. You use the middle mouse button.
Like, whose idea was that? You can add new objects by doing Control A. Wait, no, wrong one. Shift A. There we go. And we got all these things to choose from, including a monkey for some reason.
But the real magic happens is when you press tab. Pressing tab activates this awesome feature called edit mode, where you can do all sorts of funky things to your objects. You can extend them, create new faces, and warp them however you like. Just look at this masterpiece. But I didn't want to stop there on day one, so I created a brand new project and wanted to test what I'd learned so far. So I was going to try to create Shrimpy as a 3D model. I started out by creating a bunch of spheres and stretching them and rotating them to create Shrimpy's head, as well as his little frills, and this turned out really good. I then made 2 tiny circles for his little eyes, but when I tried making a curved line for the mouth, yeah, that's definitely not how you do it. But not to worry, because after watching a tutorial, I figured out that the Bezier curve tool is how 3D artists create lines and tubes. And after increasing the depth and tweaking the shape a little, this worked perfectly for Shrimpy's mouth. And now all that was left was to add color to each one of the 3D shapes, which in Blender is done by adding materials. So I selected each shape and applied a material with the correct color, and finally I applied this crazy setting called Render Smooth that renders smooth. And with that, my first ever 3D model was complete. I was so happy with how this came out. Was actually surprised that it wasn't that hard to do. But little did I know that this challenge was about to get a million times more difficult. But I didn't know that yet, so on day 2, I was brimming with confidence. And the first thing I did was take some goofy pictures on the fisheye lens, and then open my phone and ask my Discord server a simple question. What are your coolest and craziest ideas for me to 3D model? And you guys' ideas never disappoint. We had Gordon Ramsay as Nanami, Derek from Stranger Things, Shrimpy in Night Armor, ooh, Alex's cat, what? A burger? Bro, I don't know how to 3D model. Samurai Shrimpy, damn, that'd be cool. But my goal for day 2 was to get really comfortable with the basic shapes and features of Blender. So I chose 3 levels of your ideas to try and model. Starting out with easy, a goose. So I wasted no time and opened up Blender, got an awesome reference photo, and started modeling our goose with the skills I had so far. I began by using a bunch of spheres, which I stretched and warped to create the goose's body. I then used the Bezier curve technique I learned on day 1 for the neck, and adjusted the shape until it looked right. And next up were the legs, which I used simple spheres and cylinders to create. But it was at this point where I zoomed out and realized this looked absolutely trash so far. The goose literally looked like it was made by a 6-year-old, and I've never been humbled this badly before. But I was determined to finish it. So I created the feet, which turned out terrible, and created possibly the most majestic 3D goose head in the history of goose heads. Then after adding the shade smooth feature and coloring the goose in, our masterpiece was complete. So now I not very proudly present to you a goose.
Yeah, this isn't gonna cut it. It turns out learning to make and use simple shapes is enough to make a Shrimpy, but that's literally it. So if I actually want to be able to make a 3D model that looks as good as the professional ones, I'm gonna have to lock in, like really lock in. But it's okay, because it's only 2 PM right now, meaning I have another 10 hours to improve today. So let the tutorials begin. So I began watching countless Blender tutorials, starting out with the infamous donut tutorial by Blender Guru. And not gonna lie, I should have started out with this tutorial on day 1 because I learned so much and even learned how to add realistic lighting. Like, look at that! But creating this donut took 3 hours, so I had to get a wriggle on. So I then found this tutorial for tutorials, yes, that's right, which had a playlist of all the best Blender tutorials to follow after completing the donut. So next up was this basic modeling tutorial by Polygon Runway, where I learned to model these assorted pots and cups. And it was actually super easy and looked really good. And I was so happy that I was actually seeing some results that for day 3, I kept on following tutorials to expand my skill set even more. I completed this simple geometric room tutorial, which is actually pretty fun, and it really helped me get comfortable with modeling simple shapes. And I added some cheeky Easter eggs too. But that was still pretty simple, so I then stepped it up by completing this bike tutorial, which is the most complex one yet. This one alone took me 2 hours to complete, but once again, I felt like I had leveled up. Next up, I followed this Star Wars TIE Fighter tutorial, which turned out even cooler. And I even tried this cute little character tutorial, which I thought would be super hard, but with all the skills I had learned, it only took me 40 minutes and it turned out amazing. But despite how good these were all turning out, I had realized one massive problem. All of these models were created by tutorials, not me. At this point, the last original model I made was still this goofy goose. But now with all these new skills I've learned from the tutorials, I think it's time to try again. So my new goal was by the end of day 3, I need to create an original 3D model without following a single tutorial. And the thing I'm gonna try and model will be our medium difficulty idea, Sans from Undertale. So let's see if I've actually improved at 3D modeling, or if these first 3 days have been a waste. I started out by using simple shapes for Sans' body, but this time I used a mirror modifier that makes everything I do on the right apply to the left. Then I began moving the vertices around to create the shape of the head and body, and started working on the hood. And to do so, I tried this technique where I deleted faces of the sphere until it roughly was the shape I wanted, then used modifiers to smooth out the shape, and this was turning out way better than I expected. So I used the exact same technique for the jacket and the stripes on the pants. The next up was the arms, which I used the same technique from the Fox character tutorial, which turned out so good as well. Oh my god! The most important part was up next, Sans' face. I again used the technique of deleting faces, whoa, and then smoothing them out, but because Sans' face is fairly simple, it actually looks super good. And after coloring everything in, I can finally present to you Sans from Undertale. I was through the roof with how this came out. I was really proud of how much I improved since day 2. But with day 3 now complete, our time in this challenge was quickly running out. And if I wanted to make something that looked even close to a professional 3D model, there was one skill I couldn't avoid anymore. Up until now, everything I've made was modeled using basic shapes, but the professional models you see in video games, movies and shows, they're created with sculpting. But here's the thing, sculpting has a reputation. It's messy, overwhelming, and it's where a lot of beginners usually quit learning 3D. So while eating breakfast on day 4, I started watching some sculpting tutorials to get a taste of what I was getting myself into. And I instantly knew that this wasn't going to be easy. Or was it? Okay, so sculpting is not what I expected. So there are a ton of brushes. There's brushes for pulling your sculpt, whoa, smoothing your sculpt, inflating, and creasing too. And half of these brushes do some really weird things if you don't use them properly. Like, what is happening? But after figuring out what each brush did, I was already able to create this. Now, I know it's not perfect. Damn, look at those eyes. But for the first time, I actually feel like I can use my skills as an artist in Blender. So I think it's time we attempt a hard difficulty model myself. This was an extremely ambitious move, as beginners usually start with a cute simple character, but I was feeling confident, so I dove straight into sculpting my first self-portrait in Blender. And honestly, this was so much fun. Now that I understand what the sculpt brushes did and how they worked, it finally felt like I had the tools to bring what I envisioned in my head into 3D. And after 2 hours of modeling, it actually kind of looked like me, at least for now. Because there was yet another skill, oh damn, there was yet another skill that I hadn't even touched upon yet, which was materials, lighting, and texturing. Right now, everything in this model is the same basic smooth texture with the default lighting. So even though I was extremely happy with how the model was coming out, and it felt like I was getting so close to reaching that professional 3D look, I look like a wax figure in render mode. If you place my model amongst 4 other professional 3D models, it is still painfully clear which one was made by the beginner.
The professional ones are realistic, have beautiful lighting, and have texture to their surfaces, but mine looks like it's made of plastic. But hopefully that changes today, because with just one day left before we start the final model, today is our last chance to bridge the gap between us and the pros. So I first tried to fix the lighting by adding more lights and some colored ones too. Now this looked a bit better, but still looked really bad. So I tried fixing the texture by painting directly onto the sculpt. Turns out that's just not how it works at all. Then I just started messing with metallic roughness and other settings, and yeah, that made it way worse. And that's when I had to accept it. I cannot do this alone. Usually I'm able to pick up new art skills fairly quickly, but in Blender, you just cannot learn by guessing. 3D lighting, textures, materials, these are all brand new skills that I have to admit I have no idea what I'm doing with. But that's what it's all about. So even though it was a super risky move to learn 3 brand new skills the night before the final project, I'm not one to back down from a challenge, so it was time to lock in because it was now or never. First off, I spent 2 hours watching tutorials purely about lighting, and it took my model from this to this. Next up, it took 3 hours to learn how to actually texture my model and give it that professional painterly look, but learning this instantly made my model look a million times better. And finally, it took another 2 hours to learn how to add custom materials and make my beanie look like real cloth. But with that, after countless tutorials and hours spent on Blender, our self-portrait was finally complete. For the first time in this entire challenge, I felt like an actual 3D artist, and that maybe I'd be able to fool my audience into thinking I was, but that meant it was finally time to risk everything on the final model. The first thing we had to do was figure out what our final model would be, but I've had a character in mind since the beginning of this challenge. This is Slice, an original character I designed over 4 years ago and posted on Instagram. It got just 3,000 likes, meaning not many of you guys even know about the design's existence, but that makes it the perfect character to use for our final design. So I took a photo of it and imported it into a new Blender project, and with that, it was time to sculpt. Because this was my first time sculpting an entire human body, I started out by using a bunch of spheres to block out the rough shape. I then refined the head shape a little and moved down to the neck and torso and added the muscles and angles of the chest until it looked about right. But I didn't realize I was making a huge mistake. I was adding so much detail and definition to the arms, torso and legs when our character was literally wearing clothes, so you wouldn't even see all this detail. And because the clothes were up next, I had to say goodbye to all the work I did on sculpting the muscles. But that trade-off was absolutely worth it, because after sculpting the clothes and adding all the folds and creases, the model was really starting to come together. But at this point, I had been sculpting for 4 hours and I was really starting to feel the fatigue. But there was no time to slow down because our design had tons of details to add. So one by one, I sculpted all the individual elements, including the signature Japanese Oni mask. And at this point, we still weren't finished with the details, but we had now spent 7 hours sculpting in total. And I didn't even realize it, but it was already midnight, meaning we had just one singular day left in this challenge. Everything we've done in this video comes down to this final day, but as the sun rose on day 7, there was still a lot of work to do before the model was complete. The face, the hands, the sword, the coloring. There was just no way my model would be able to blend in amongst professionals if it was half finished. So for the last time in this challenge, I opened up Blender with one goal: finish the model. So I wasted no time in getting into sculpting the hand, the sword, the hair, and the face, using every single one of the skills I've learned throughout this challenge to complete the sculpt. And I couldn't even believe how awesome it was turning out, but the most important part was up next.
Okay, it's currently 4 PM on day 7, which means we have just 8 hours left, but we finally finished the sculpt. Oh my god! I'm feeling absolutely exhausted because I've been sculpting all day, but it's finally time to add the coloring and lighting, so I reckon we got this.
This has been one of the most difficult and time-consuming challenges I've ever attempted, and there are points where I genuinely didn't think I'd be able to reach professional level at all. But here on this channel, those experiences are what it's all about. So thank you all so much for watching. Make sure to join my art Discord server. I love you all so much, and I proudly present to you the final model.
Okay, it's finally time. I picked out 5 professional 3D models from ArtStation, and I'm about to post mine amongst them in my Discord server to see if they can guess which one I made. Alright everyone, here we go. Posting in 3, 2, 1. Oh my gosh, the votes are coming in. Oh no!
1 day later.
Okay, it's the next day, so let's check the votes. See, it's 11:41 right now, meaning it's been 12 hours since I posted the announcement. Okay, it's time for the big reveal. Ooh, okay. 43, 24, 19. Oh, Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. You guys guessed which 3D model I made, so this is what I get. 1, 2. Quack.